What's going on, guys? I am back, and in this video I want to talk about Bngo. We just received some recent news and I'm going to go over the chart and show you what I'm watching. So let's get into this. Consider hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you like these videos, and let's take a look at Bionano genomics. And first off, this recent news, I'll leave it down below for you so you can look over it yourself. But let's take a look here. So Bionano announces their preliminary Q1 2023 results and business updates. So for quarter one, their total expected revenue is to be between 7.3 to 7.5 million, which would represent an estimated increase of 28% to 32% over quarter one of 2022. I gotta stop that right there and say that is still a decline in revenue quarter over quarter. We also have an update on the installed base of Sapphire systems. As of March 31 of 2023, it reached 259 systems sold and installed, which represents growth of an installed base by 19 systems in the quarter, an increase of 47% over the installed base of 176 Sapphire systems as of March 31 of 2022. And one thing that I think looks really great here is the flow cells. Preliminary number of nanochannel array flow cells sold in the quarter expected to be 5,226, which would represent an increase of 62% over the 3,225 sold in the first quarter of 2022. We see some nice growth there. That's a good sign. And this is kind of a recurring revenue. As more Sapphire systems are installed and used, there will be more and more flow cells sold. And I also wanted to clarify something here that maybe seems a little misleading. The first quarter 2023 would represent the 10th consecutive quarter of revenue growth compared to the same quarter of the prior year, dating back to the fourth quarter of 2020. So what this is basically saying is if you look at any quarter over the last 10 quarters and you look at the previous quarter 1 year from that, not the last quarter, but 1 year ago quarter, there is consistent revenue growth. Now where the revenue growth isn't as consistent is when you look quarter over quarter. There are a few quarters where you see a decrease in revenue, but the general trend is revenue growth. Now let's see what Eric Holman says about this. At our inaugural strategy day in February of 2023, we outlined our strategy and key anticipated milestones planned over the next 2 years. We were committed to executing against our strategy to achieve our objectives and our 2023 financial guidance, which includes expected full year 2023 revenue in the range of 35 to 38 million, and reaching an installed base of 325 OGMs by the end of 2023. Furthermore, we are continuing our clinical research initiatives aimed at providing the data and publications to demonstrate to potential customers the value and utility of OGM. We believe medical societies should be able to use this data as the basis for integrating OGM into the recommended set of tools used routinely for genome analysis in human clinical research, i.e. standard of care. Now, let me know what you think about this news, and if you think this is a good reason for Bionano to run. It was around 15% when I saw, now it's around 13% or so. But is this a good enough reason for Bionano to start running from its bottom? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And I did want to show you the chart here. Despite us having a little over a 10% day, we are still very close to the bottom here. And if we do break this low level here, the 60 cents, we're definitely likely to fall even further, as creating new lows usually brings more lows. And I also have a trend for you to watch. We've been in a long downtrend. We have this resistance above our heads we've had since 2021 of February. And one thing I'm really watching for is a break of this long downtrend resistance we've had. And one thing to remember is, in the right market, Bionano can definitely have a nice run, have a nice rally. I personally don't think this is the right market for that yet, but we are approaching it. And while this company has a decent enough balance sheet, I'll show you this in a second, there is the possibility over maybe a year from now or so that they may have to acquire debt, they may have to dilute, things like that. That may be why this stock has been dropping so much. And if I remember right, they were talking about a reverse split before this was even under $1, which to me is sort of strange. And it was right around that announcement where things really started dropping fast. So personally, I'm not sure if we're out of the woods yet. I don't know if we've seen our lows here yet. I think we can definitely retest these lows. We are right around them. And in this type of environment, an unprofitable company that's going to continue to burn cash, while increasing revenue is great and all, their balance sheet is going to continue to burn cash. And in this current environment where no one wants to take risk, this is definitely a company that Wall Street is trying to avoid. Now, where I stand with this, I still do think this company has some long-term potential. And when you look at the data, you'll see that the OGM is right up there with the standard of care, if not even better, if not even more accurate. So it does take time for the medical community to realize this. It does take time for regulations to be set in place, and it does take time for things to change from the typical standards of care. But I do think over the coming months, even years, as more and more OGMs get sold and installed, there will be more recurring revenue, i.e. flow cells, being sold as well. And the combination of Sapphire systems sold with flow cells, over time, I do expect to see Bionano profitable. But will they be profitable before they burn all this $113 million in cash and before they rack up their debt too much? Currently it's at 11 million. 113 million in cash on their balance sheet. Right now that looks good, but they're not profitable. So this cash will continue to dwindle. And in my eyes, this is why there's a lot of fear in this stock. Wall Street is likely looking out and saying, okay, they have a couple more quarters until they're really looking to be in a tough spot. So for me, the moral of the story here is if you're a long-term investor, I still do think Bngo offers some amazing potential over the coming years, especially as adoption takes place. But over the mid to short term, you know, especially where macro environment is concerned, especially where high interest rates are concerned, over time, this company is very likely down the road to either dilute, pull out debt at a high interest rate, or a combination of both. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about this news? How do you feel about Bionano? Are they gonna make it through this rough market? Thanks as always for watching, guys. I appreciate you and have a good day.